Hey, fans of the Washington Commanders, get ready for a bombshell that's going to shake the foundations of our team. You're about to find out how a veteran promises to turn our rivals' Christmas into a true nightmare, and why this is much more than just a simple taunt. But it doesn't stop there. We will dive into the biggest mistake of the preseason that cost our offense dearly, and above all, our quarterback Jayden Daniels, and what Adam Peters needs to do to fix this right now. And to top it all off, the decision about Daniels paves the way for the biggest and most urgent task of our general manager. And of course, don't forget to leave a like. It's just a click, it's quick, and it's all I ask. The 2025 season for the Washington Commanders has been, to say the least, a real roller coaster of emotions, with ups and downs that have tested the patience of any fan. With the recent hard-fought victory over the New York Giants, the team is approaching the end of the line in the playoff race, and the reality is that the division title is no longer a possibility for us. It's tough to admit, but with only 4 wins this year, the chance of seeing our Commanders in the postseason has slipped away. Even out of the direct playoff hunt, the competitive fire still burns strong within the locker room, and that's where the mentality of a true warrior comes in. Veteran pass rusher Von Miller, in a statement that made our fans' hearts race, revealed that the team still has a crucial role to play in this final stretch of the season. And that role, my friends, is that of a legitimate underdog, ready to spoil the party for anyone who crosses our path. Miller didn't pull any punches in expressing his determination to be the spoiler of the league. We're not going to the playoffs. So if I could ruin someone's Christmas too, I'd love to do that, he said, with that intensity that only a champion has. He added a phrase that echoes a Predator's mindset. And for consecutive games within the division, the mindset I have is that if I lose, I take someone with me. That's the attitude we want to see on the field. Thus, even without a chance to move forward, Washington still exerts significant influence over the outcomes of other teams, especially within our division. What many may have seen as a disappointing season, in reality, transforms into a unique opportunity to seek some personal satisfaction and, why not, a little bit of Christmas mischief for our rivals. It's the chance to show that, even out of the running, we are a respected opponent. The idea of acting as the underdog might have a touch of fun and rebellion, but it directly connects to the broader role of a natural competitor. It's a role that any team can embrace, regardless of its history of wins and losses, and reflects the unwavering passion for the game. Safety, Jeremy Reaves perfectly captured this spirit, stating that the love for football is what truly drives players, not just the final score. Because either you love being a football player or you love playing football. It's one of those two things. And if you love being a football player, that shines through on video. If you love playing football, that will also be evident on video, Reaves explained. This statement resonates deeply with the soul of a fan, showing that dedication and love for the sport transcend the tally of wins and losses. And that is what keeps us believing. No matter how challenging this season has been for Washington, Von Miller is adamant that there is one label they will never accept, that of losers. This mentality of resilience and pride is what defines the character of a true athlete and a team that refuses to give up, even in the face of adversity. It is inspiring to see this stance, and it gives us hope for the future, knowing that our players do not see themselves as defeated. Just because we lost games doesn't mean we're losers, Miller said, his voice heavy with conviction. He further added a profound reflection on the identity of the players. And we are so much more than football players. I know the guys don't want to hear that, but the truth is, we are so much more than football players. This perspective humanizes the sport and reminds us that behind the helmets are individuals with values and passions. As the 2025 season comes to a close, the franchise can embrace multiple roles. That of the tireless competitor, the fearless underdog, and above all, that of a group of players determined to give their all on every play, regardless of the final outcome. It is this grit that we hope to see in the upcoming games, and that makes us proud to cheer for this team, even in the toughest moments. The fight continues, and the passion remains. While we, the fans, may be disappointed at not having the chance to see the Commanders in the playoffs, the final 3 games represent a unique opportunity to witness pure emotion, a bit of strategic chaos, and perhaps the chance for Washington to become the Grinch of this holiday, stealing the joy from our division rivals. It's our chance to leave a mark, even if it's to ruin someone else's party. And now, brace yourself for a revelation that will leave you stunned. Let's unveil the biggest mistake of the preseason that, in my humble opinion as a fan, was a real self-sabotage for the Commanders, and most importantly, for the development of our quarterback, Jayden Daniels. And the most shocking part, how Adam Peters must not, under any circumstances, repeat this crucial failure if we want to see Daniels truly shine. The Washington Commanders' season has been a true nightmare, and to be honest, this string of misfortunes started long before the 4-10 campaign in the regular season. As a fan who follows closely, I can say that General Manager Adam Peters' offseason faced a lot of criticism, and unfortunately, the results on the field confirmed the worst fears. Just a year after reaching the NFC Championship, our team now struggles to find a glimmer of hope in the roster. It has been a particularly tough season for our quarterback Jayden Daniels, and the situation worsened with a series of injuries that sidelined him, compounded by the absence of the team's top wide receivers for most of the offseason and the regular season. It's heartbreaking to see a talent like Daniels without the necessary support to develop his potential. Any fan knows that a quarterback needs weapons to succeed. One of Peters' biggest mistakes, in my view as a fan, was ignoring the early warning signs that the wide receiver group was in trouble, especially with the absence of Noah Brown, who has officially ended his season. This lack of attention to such a vital area for the offense was a costly oversight that directly impacted our young quarterback's performance. It's frustrating to see missed opportunities. The Commanders have unfortunately placed wide receiver Noah Brown on the injured list, officially ending his year and possibly his time with our team. It has been a season to forget for Brown, who did return against the New York Giants last week but left the field early due to another injury he couldn't recover from. He finishes the 2025 season with only 5 receptions in 4 games, a number far below expectations. Brown has been dealing with injuries since last season, which, to me, should have been a red flag for management. But the injury suffered in minicamp and training camp should have ignited a glaring warning for Peters. He missed most of training camp, which hurt Daniels significantly, especially since Terry McLaurin was holding out for his new contract. It's a sequence of events that only leaves us more concerned. The accumulation of injuries in the receiving corps should have alerted Peters to the urgent need to reinforce the wide receiver position during the offseason, instead of relying on Brown's return as a starter alongside Deebo Samuel and McLaurin. Bringing him back is a good idea, but the need for him to stay healthy throughout the season was unrealistic, and Peters needs to learn from his mistake. We cannot make the same blunder again. Adam Peters needs, and this is a plea from a fan, to aggressively and smartly bolster the offense this offseason. It is highly unlikely that Brown will return, and as a fan, I would add Samuel to that list as well, considering the limited impact he had. Peters needs to add more offensive players for Daniels in a crucial 2026 offseason, and this starts in free agency and extends to the 2026 NFL Draft. This team can no longer afford to have just nice guys in the locker room who play even when injured. They need reliability and on-field production. Enough with betting on players who can't stay healthy. We fans want to see an explosive and consistent offense, and this will only be possible with talents who can be on the field week after week, making a difference. Instead of relying on Daniels to elevate the team on his own, management needs to surround him with talent and support. Peters should try to sign some impactful free agents, like Alec Pierce, Jawan Jennings, or Romeo Doubs if they hit the market. Whatever the decision made in free agency, this may lead them to select one of the top wide receivers in the 2026 NFL Draft, with players like Jordan Tyson, Carnell Tate, and Mekhi Lemon as first-round options. Of course, Brandon Ayuk will be a hot name, with the Commanders as favorites to sign him, and the combination could be perfect if the medical exams are passed and the price is right. Regardless of Peters' decision, he needs to be more aggressive than in last preseason and take some risks on players instead of bringing back the same familiar faces. It's time to be bold and build a winning future. And now, for the news that will define the future of our Commanders and the pressure on Adam Peters. The decision to sit Jayden Daniels for the rest of the season is not just a precaution. It marks the beginning of the biggest and most challenging task our general manager has ever faced. You will find out why this offseason is a turning point and what needs to be done to transform our team into a dominant force. The Washington Commanders still have 3 games left in the season, and to the delight of all of us, the offseason is finally approaching. It's a relief to think that the losing cycle is coming to an end, but it's also a time to look forward with hope and, above all, with the expectation of significant changes. The time to rebuild and plan for the future is now, and the pressure is immense. The season is already over for our quarterback, Jayden Daniels, who is now continuing to practice as he recovers for a crucial offseason. He isn't the only one who needs to have a perfect offseason, as the pressure on general manager Adam Peters is higher than ever. As a fan, I feel that the fate of our team in the coming years is in his hands, and every decision will be scrutinized closely. Peters is likely regretting last offseason, especially regarding free agency and the glaring lack of reinforcements in certain positions, along with bringing back unstable players. The offseason clock officially starts now, with Daniels' injury keeping him off the field for the rest of the season, and he needs to take this opportunity to correct mistakes and build a winning team. The Commanders have a lot of work to do before Jayden Daniels returns, and that's an understatement. It's no secret that the Commanders' roster is overall problematic and needs significant overhauling. They have 22 players who will become free agents next season and need to replace many starters on both sides of the ball. It's a Herculean task, but one that must be done smartly and aggressively. Many of the more experienced veterans need to go, and they also have starters for the next season, like Dorrance Armstrong, who are dealing with injuries that could have them miss part of the season's start. The Commanders will have plenty of salary cap space, which is good news, but they lack draft capital after trading a second and fourth round pick for Laramie Tunsil. It's a complex puzzle. The roster needs urgent reinforcements on offense to support and provide talent for Daniels, but improving the defense would be equally important to keep the offense on the field as much as possible. A solid defense relieves the pressure on the quarterback and allows the offense to have more opportunities. It's a delicate balance, but essential for the success of any team in the NFL. Adam Peters needs to overhaul the entire defense, which is, frankly, one of the worst in the league. This is something that keeps me up at night as a fan. The defense needs a complete revamp, from the coaching staff to the tactical scheme and the roster, and Peters must be aggressive in addressing this issue once and for all. We can no longer accept a defense that gives up points so easily. Peters' first goal is to find a true defensive coordinator who can get the best out of the players and, ideally, bring a new tactical scheme that fits the available talents. Then he needs to meet with the new defensive coordinator to figure out what pieces are missing and be aggressive in pursuing reinforcements in free agency and the NFL draft. It's a game plan that needs to be executed with finesse. Daniels would benefit immensely from a better defense, as the team has started with a double-digit deficit in 7 of the 14 games played so far and has frequently had to come back from very large holes. Daniels needs a defense that can force turnovers and stop the opposing offense on third down so that the offense can get back on the field immediately. Defensive problems directly impact offensive plays and efficiency, especially when the team spends most of the season at a disadvantage. It's a vicious cycle that needs to be broken. A defense that can't stop anyone puts unsustainable pressure on the offense, and that's something Jayden Daniels doesn't deserve. Jayden Daniels needs more options on offense, and that's an undeniable fact. Peters' first mistake was trusting that Noah Brown would stay healthy and be the starting receiver throughout the season, something that never materialized. The situation worsened when Terry McLaurin missed most of the preseason and subsequently the regular season due to injuries. It's a succession of misfortunes that has severely hurt our offense. In summary, Daniels needs more options on offense and not just random veterans and practice squad receivers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers had a talented group of receivers and still drafted Emeka Egbuka. The Commanders need to have the same mentality. Always seek more talent, even where it seems there is an abundance. The trade for Deebo Samuel was a respectable gamble, but even he didn't have the expected impact. Peters needs to take a shot with a player like Alec Pierce in free agency and also consider the draft, with Jordan Tyson, Carnell Tate, and Makai Lemon as viable options in the first round. It's time to be bold and bring in players who can truly make a difference. Daniels needs to start recovering and approach the preseason with a clear plan to improve his playing style and decision-making, while Peters works behind the scenes to provide him with the best conditions to succeed. The future of Jayden Daniels and the Commanders depends on this synergy. So, fan, after everything we've discussed, do you think Adam Peters has the ability to learn from past mistakes and actually build a team that can take Jayden Daniels and the Commanders back to the playoffs? Or are we doomed to another season of frustrations? Leave your opinion in the comments. I want to know what you think.